Thank you very much. So I have a very different background than most of you, and that's why my talk's going to be really interesting. So I grew up in the US, my teenage and adult life, and started my first startup when I was 19 years old. And this was 2008, 2009, and things were really tough. The economy was down. So it was a tech startup. And we won 14 business plan competitions, $40,000, but soon ran out of money. And I love baking and cooking, and that's my kind of stress release. So I was like, let's start a food business. I was thinking about it, and then I would invite friends over the weekend, come over, let's have food. And one of my friends said, hey, Avello, I love your cheese biscuits. You should sell them. I'm like, cheese biscuits, sell them. I'm an engineer, tech business, but we have no money. We're running out of money. That was like 2009, yeah, right, just graduated. So we're like, okay, we'll do this. So 2 days a week, I was baking a day and selling a day. And we're making 600% profit. And 5 days we're doing tech business. And the way we did it was hacking the system. Restaurateurs think in a different way. Technologists think in a different way. So I used social media and I know coding, so we built a website, online ordering, and all that good stuff, search engine optimization, and Google Places, and you name it. We did all kinds of jazz and Twitter and got the word out. And instantly we were making enough money to get by, build my business. So I built $1 million business by the time I was 22 years old, and the food business kind of went, sleep. And later on I sold it. Anyway, so here I'm supposed to be talking about what can we learn from the West? What's innovation in the food industry that we can learn from the West? There's a lot happening. I'll start with a story that happened in London last year. Yeah, last year. So these guys, they had the brilliant idea of allowing people to come in and eat naked at a restaurant. And they spread the word, like Mr. Chatterjee said, his son is doing this on social media, so they spread the word. And they didn't want just to spread the word, they wanted people to pre-buy it because they had no money to build the restaurant. So they had a location, but they sold 60 pounds a ticket, right? And they had 45,000 people in the waiting list before even the restaurant started. So with their money, they started the business. And it went really well as a pop-up store. And shortly, now they're back again doing it as a permanent business. So the social media really works, and I don't see a lot of restaurants taking full advantage of it or understanding what is brand building. The second thing, Mr. Chatterjee talked about is about food trucks, and some gentleman from Siliguri asked that question, why is it not there? Actually, I was with the mayor and council in Bidhannagar, the Sector 5 area, and they were talking about how much of a problem it is with the street food vendors, and they don't follow the rules and regulations, and they're hurting the restaurant business because they're cheap. So food trucks going to come to Calcutta. It's already there. Actually, a few of my friends have invested 13, 14 lakhs, and they're bringing it on in a few months. So great business. In fact, I'm from Chicago, and all restaurants have their own food truck. And they don't have hi-fi technology with GPS and trackers and stuff. All they do is go on Twitter and tell them, hey, today we are coming to such and such building. We're going to be there from 12 to 2, selling pizza or selling donuts or selling this and selling that. And people know, people follow them, and they instantly come down, and they're like ready, lines outside food trucks. And it's a cold place. People don't like to go to restaurants. So restaurants come to them. They initially started with the Mexicans. People who cannot afford to build a restaurant, they would have these food trucks. And then now restaurants saw that these guys are making a lot of money. Why not us? So every major restaurant in LA, in Chicago, in New York, in New Orleans, Miami, you name it, every city in the United States, they have a huge business with food trucks. And it's all run by social media. They look gorgeous, they talk, the food trucks talk themselves, what the product that is. Even entrepreneurs who are absolutely brand new have a great opportunity to buy a secondhand food truck and just go all out on social media, and they'll be cash flow positive in no time, right? So that's that. Recently, there was an article from Panera Bread. Anybody heard of Panera? It's a large diner chain with bakery and everything in the United States. Very old. I think it's probably 20, 25 years old. And they were not doing so well for a good period of time. And recently, in the last 2 years, they have been investing in technology. So, labor prices are rising, taxes are rising, etc. So what they did to save money, they have put on kiosks, and they've made online ordering system. So people order online, they come up to the kiosk and take it. It's humanless, right? We're doing cashless in India, so US is into people-less. And it's fantastic. They have grown tremendously, their stock prices have gone up, and 25% of their revenue is coming from online ordering. And guess what? That age group is us, people between 25 and 35. Because my generation, we don't like to wait for anything. Everything is instant, right? You have a phone, you press a button, things happen. You want that to happen in real life. And that's what's happened. Just like you go to the airport and they have a kiosk, these restaurants, these people have invested a little bit of money in technology, and they're seeing the output. So it increases efficiency, it makes it cool, it adds value in terms of saving on people costs, because especially most of you who are restaurateurs, I have had that business, I know that people who are servers and waiters, they're not very loyal. Somebody pays $10 more and they'll go to the next restaurant, right? So it's a very flimsy business. Some restaurants are coming up with robotics, right? So the whole table is basically a touch screen. You select the food you want. You can even customize the ingredients, because some people want healthier food, some people want spicy food. So you can custom, and they have a whole system where the food just comes from the kitchen and it lands on your table, right? Now, these might be a little expensive, a little innovative, but restaurant business is that. It's about an experience, right? You know it way better than I do. So experience in terms of technology, if you use artificial intelligence, if you use big data in restaurants, guess what's going to happen? You're going to give people exactly what they want, right? For example, Panera, one of the things with their online ordering system, it's not just the revenue went up, but one of the biggest assets is the data they're getting. Who are these people who are coming? They're connecting with Facebook Connect. That means you have access to their age, their location, if they're married or single, what kind of music they like to hear, what kind of news they hear, what kind of work they do, if they have kids or not, if their kids are in college, everything, all these data, you know. And turns out, people voice their opinion to Panera, that we don't want unhealthy food, we don't want unhealthy meat, we want this kind of, we want you to make it better for us. And Panera listened to their audience, and they changed it. And again, that tremendously helped their branding and reputation, which used to be just an average general diner, now has become a little posh, a little health and environmental conscious restaurant. Again, my generation cares about that kind of stuff, right? We do. And when somebody is actually caring for Mother Earth and caring for our health, we are willing to pay a little bit more money and go for that, right? It's cool to be environmentally conscious. So these are a few things. I've been given only a few minutes to talk. So these are a few things that I just want to bring forward to you. And just, just one last thing I want to share is, for those of you who don't really understand social media or Google AdWords or things like that, and you've just outsourced it to an outside organization, some digital media firm, everybody's a digital marketer, don't do it. You as a CEO or an owner or as a chef, you should learn social media marketing, because it is incredible to understand your market face to face. Levi and companies like that have stopped putting ads on television. All their marketing budgets are put into social media. And they're one-on-one, even BMW, right? One-on-one, they're responding to people, which never happened, which you can't do on television. On Facebook, they're putting up videos of people in their 30s buying a BMW and telling a story. I have been dreaming about this car for all my life, and now I have it. This is a dream come true. It's a social statement, blah, 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 right? And millions of people are like, yeah, I can relate to that. I also want that car. And they're writing, what brand did you buy? How much was it? Which location? How do you feel? What's the experience? And the guy on the video is actually answering it. And BMW is also going there. Hey, we would love to give you a free ride. Come over. This is social media, where you directly interact with the customer. You talk to your audience, and they tell you, because they're paying for it, you should listen to them, right? They're telling you what you should be giving them. That's the best kind of market research. And they tell you how to evolve, how the times are changing. And you should not give this to a digital marketing agency. You should do it yourself as an entrepreneur. And I promise you, I almost promise you, you spend 300 rupees a day on Facebook ads, you will see a 300% increase in your revenue. There's no doubt about that. There are many restaurants who are, they just reached a plateau and they don't know what to do. It's all about marketing and sales. Every business is doing it, right? Why should food business be any different? Leaflets and flyers and hoardings don't work anymore. It's about targeted ads. Figure out who your customer is and target right at them. And it doesn't cost you more than 50 paisa a person, 50 paisa a like. Videos are powerful. And what are you selling? Not what, but it's the why. Why should it come to my restaurant and get the experience that I'm offering? It's about the experience. You're selling the experience of your restaurant, not the what. Everybody has innovative menu these days, and there's like so many things happening. But what are you giving them? Is it a movie-style restaurant? Is it a place where it's all dark and candlelight and there's a hot tub? Whatever it is that your theme is, you got to share that over a video. That, hey, look at it. It's like a movie trailer, right? You watch a movie trailer and you see like all the comedy and the action and the dancing and the singing, and you buy that ticket and you go watch the movie. Same thing with your restaurant. So videos are super powerful. I'll tell you a little bit of my story. I've been in India for 1 year now, exactly 1 year. And last year when I came, I had 300 friends on Facebook because it was all friends, right? LinkedIn was 24,000, and that's where I was mostly. I come to India and I'm like, nobody knows me. And without a network, it's hard to do business. So quickly I see like people are putting everything on Facebook, a little speech, little card, little memento, they put it up on Facebook. I'm like, let me do it too. I have a lot to talk about. And very quickly I reached the 5,000 mark. And then, 8,000 on Twitter and millions of views on YouTube. So I started doing videos. I'm like, this is cool. Each video is getting 20,000 views. And they're all being monetized, right? That's my expertise as an entrepreneur, taking the brand and monetizing it, right? So if any of you have that issue, talk to me. So of 10 years of entrepreneurship, 7 businesses, $25 million worth of products built, there's one thing I've learned about myself. I'm really good at marketing and sales. And that's what I've been doing now for all my businesses. I have 5 businesses that I'm running in Hong Kong, United States, and Kolkata. And that's what I do. That this is what I'm best at, that's what I'm going to focus on. So if there's one thing you can get from the West, is these guys are killing it on social media, right? They really get it, and it's the real people, it's the entrepreneurs who are doing it. Mr. Chatterjee was appreciating Dr. Subarna Bose. Subarna Bose is a very close, like a family to me. He's my mentor. And I asked Dr. Bose, I'm like, IIHM, you see ads everywhere. Who's your PR guy? Who does your marketing? And he just did this. It's all me. I said, that's fantastic. He's like, yep. Nobody understands my business like I do. Nobody understands my market like I do. So why should anybody else be given that opportunity to market to them? So I've taught myself everything and I'm doing it. And he is good. He's on Twitter. He's probably in his late 50s, but he's on Twitter, he's on Facebook, he's on Instagram, he's everywhere on social media, constantly posting. And he's on now NTV, on the TV and everything. So he's made, the restaurant business fashionable. People if you don't get engineering, if you don't get anything else, people would become, get in the hospitality business. But now he's made it cool to be in the hospitality industry by making it glamorous. And he constantly talks about it. So I'll shut the hell up and maybe open up for some questions, if there's. Okay. Any questions in the audience? Yeah. Somebody has a mic? Okay, go ahead. Kind of. Yeah.
Okay, I'm audible, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, I just want to know, like, we have just started with in-house bakery, and like the talks you said, we are targeting that way, like online, Facebook, and Google AdWords and stuff like that. So we have just launched our website, and we are planning to walk on online way more than of the offline style. So what I want to know is, like, what is the future of bakery industry in East India? Like, what is your prediction? How will it go? What will people take the customized cakes and stuffs? Will people, because there are lots of events nowadays, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Friendship Day, and people are going for them. But I really want to know, like, will people take it up?
See, I'll tell you, I have been researching East India market very, very carefully for a lot of businesses, and it's changing rapidly. And yes, there's a lot to exploit, but you've got to be innovative. You've got to be different than everybody else. What are you offering that's different? I'll tell you an example. There's a lady in Chicago. She has a chocolate company called Whoosh. It's a very high-end chocolate. And what she did was, she was not just selling chocolate. She went around the world. She went to the Himalayas, got Himalayan salt. She went to some place in Italy, got bacon. And she was putting those in the chocolate. And that's how her chocolate was way different from everybody else. She could pay, people were willing to pay a lot of money for the exotic nature of it, right? I have been a baker, and the reason why I started the cheese biscuit business, I used to go to Red Lobster, and they had really good cheese biscuit. And then I stopped, eating non-veg food, and I stopped eating onion garlic. So I had to come up with my own recipe. And my recipe was way better. Like, the taste was way better than Red Lobster. And it was selling like hotcake. And I could charge 600% markup, not because of the taste only, but I was also catering to people who have allergies to milk, allergies to gluten, allergies to anything you can think of. I had an option for them. And those guys are willing to pay more because I was listening to my customer. So in your case, East India is changing. There's a lot of money here. And a lot of people are exposed to the global food industry, right? So if you have something, like, for example, recently there's a restaurant here that has brought in Italian oven, right? And they're making pizza. And initially they were not selling very well. But we did a little bit of push on social media, and people are coming. It's Italian-style pizza. It's brick oven pizza. It's like super cool. So be unique. Be talking worthy. Like he said, art. I wrote that down, right? Talkable. What was it? So you know that. So be that. Like, I'm not an advertising professional, but be that, and you will sell like hotcake. See, social media. The thing about you have to understand is, people share things, only things that make them look good and knowledgeable. If we have something to talk about, like, oh my God, I just have a bread that is not from wheat, but it's from, I don't know, rice flour, and it has this property and that property, and it's modified to taste like whatever, right? Then it's a talking point, and like the London restaurant, right? You go and eat naked. It's a talking point, and people are sharing like crazy. Without spending a dime in advertising, they have 45,000 people paying $60 each, 60 pounds each. Got the point? Okay. Other questions? Yeah.
Yeah, hi. I want to know, as in, which of the businesses in Kolkata that you're managing or handling?
So I have a manufacturing business, which is a family business. We manufacture products for steel plants and power plants, so transformer, bus ducts, control panels. I have started a company called Kolkata Ventures, which is to seed fund startups and mentor them. And it's an Indo-US collaboration supported by IIT Kharagpur, India Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, and US Department of Commerce. That's Kolkata Ventures. And the third thing in Kolkata that's coming up is Aiwa. So it's a brand that I'm sure most people above 35 have heard of. Sony took it, didn't do much with it for 13 years, and we are bringing it back to life. And I'm going to be launching that shortly in the Indian market. And there are others that I'm like consulting and advising and guiding. I won't talk about those, but these are the core things I'm working on. And I have other businesses in Hong Kong and in the United States, mostly tech, high-tech businesses. Okay, other questions? All right, thank you very much. Yeah, you have a question? Yeah, go ahead.
Hi. I just wanted to know, you said it will come up to about 300% increase, right? So is that how I've been doing some of that as well with my little cafe, and I wanted to know how exactly did you come up with the fact that it's 300%?
Sure,
Because I've been doing it, and it does take time.
It does.
It does take time for people to see it, to absorb it. So what is the gestation period, and could you enlighten us as to how exactly the graph would be, as in it would be from slow to a larger audience, right? So a little light on that, perhaps a little more understanding. I mean, of course, you do your thing, you know what it is. So we would love to hear about that.
Sure. So Facebook, when you're starting out, they only allow 2% penetration for free. So if you have 100 likes on your Facebook, only 2 people get to see the post that you're posting, naturally, unless somebody shares it and stuff. Now, the algorithm changes as you start putting things that people share and they like, right? So they see, okay, you are putting things that are relatable to your target audience. Because when you're creating that page, you're putting what your target audience is, your preferred audience. I'm sure you've gone through that. So once you do that, then Facebook says, okay, you're putting in content that is, because Facebook, what they want people to be on the phone, on their app as long as possible. That means things should be relatable to them. So if you're doing that, Facebook will give you more and more visibility as you go down the line. Now, it's not time bound, because I have done it in 3 months and I've done it in 1 year. And I've learned to reduce that time frame for new companies that I advise and I guide and mentor. And initially, I'll tell you the tricks of the trade, okay? Initially, seems like you can afford 10,000 rupees. Spend 10,000 rupees, get 10,000 likes. It does wonders. Targeted likes, not like somebody from Malda or Nepal or some other place. But your target audience, get 10,000 likes. Then you do this. You go to other pages, other food pages or food bloggers or groups, especially groups that are active, and tell them, hey, we'll do shout out for a shout out. You shout out for my page and I'll shout out for your page, and we'll do share likes, right? So that way they're helping you and you're helping them, and it's free. It's relationship based. Now later on you can co-brand and do a lot of things down the line, but that's one. 2, lead generation ads. It's amazing. You can pretty much get people to click a button and you have their name, their email address, their phone number, their age, everything downloaded. And just follow up, send them SMS, send them WhatsApp, send them emails, birthday wishes, right? Build relationship with your customer, because you know who they are. You have that data from Facebook. Now build that relationship, and you will see within 3 to 6 months, you'll skyrocket the conversion. They'll be like, I like this guy. I like his restaurant. I would love to go. And they'll bring their friends over, right? And this is something I missed in my talk. Has anybody heard of CloutScore? K-L-O-U-T? CloutScore is super awesome. So guys like me who are social media influencers, so let's say you have a few 100,000 followers and blah, blah, blah. What they do is, restaurants in the US, before you come in, they'll actually figure out who you are, and they will treat you specially. They'll give you reserved space. They'll treat you like a king. So you take a selfie of yourself, take a picture of the food, and when you put it up on social media, there's 10,000, 20,000 people who are going to know about it. It's free publicity for them, right? So that's something you need to understand. Your influencers, who are your influencers? Like in Calcutta also this has actually happened. I've been to a couple of vegetarian restaurants because I'm a vegetarian, and when it came to giving the bill, they were like, no sir, it's okay. Just say some good words on Twitter. I'm like, really? Like, yeah, like that's cool, right? But it works, right? The general manager of Taj Bengal, we were talking at a common event. Same thing, they're also trying to do the same thing. So very important you find out who are these people who are going to bring you 100 people, 1,000 people more. That's how you grow in leaps and bounds. It's not just social media, but how you use it to your advantage. What are the after effects? It's not just you give the ad and forget about it. That's what digital media companies do. Don't do that. You as an entrepreneur, you care about your business, right? So you should go ahead and follow up and bring those people in from social media to your restaurant. Okay. I think I'm over time by a lot, so I'll shut up. Please come and talk to me if there's any questions you have. Thank you.
Of course, our panelists are with us, and you can always come up with our questions. Thank you so much. And now I'd once again call upon Ritu ma'am on stage. We really had a wonderful, wonderful session with him. Can I have a huge round of applause? I'd like to welcome on stage Mr. Sachin Maria, President of Franchise India, to kindly hand over the memento. Thank you so much, sir.